Let's get on with what happened in the week so far for our Mancunians Pat and Joan. As ever, they were set a task to complete each day they were on the run. And for every day they achieved it and weren't filmed that day by their tracker, we added 1,000 big pounds to the prize money that they play for tonight. Their task was to have a lesson in a different martial art each day. Are you all right?
Remember me? Well, I'm back. With a rear sign. I just love 50-year-old women.
We hate the fact that we've now got a tracker. An ex-SAS, a big Dave McBride.
The blonde bombshell.
Putting aside their terror, Pat and Joan complete their first day's task in Barnsley.
We're going to start with a beginner's lesson because obviously we've never done this before.
Joan is so excited by the new trick she's learning that she can hardly get to bed that night.
Thump him in the stomach, put your hand up. Foot forward.
We can.
Throw him over.
Of course we can.
Good lesson we had today.
And their lesson started well in Bury the next day.
Ready? Again?
And they're not the only ones psyching themselves up.
Now, martial arts involves incredible self-discipline and controlling your temper. I prefer to use a big rock. Doesn't hurt your hands as much.
It's not heads, but feet that are bothering the runners. Joan's hurt her toe during the karate, so they promise themselves a big lie-in the next morning, which gives Dave a chance to catch up with them.
Right, this is the house in Bury, where Joan and Pat stayed last night. Let's go see if anyone's still in.
Dave doesn't actually know the runners are inside, but it's not long before they realise he's outside.
I'm not kidding. He is outside this house.
It's becoming a game of nerves.
Joan! Pat!
Heart attack time.
Pat and Joan keep cool and lie low until Dave finally decides they can't be inside and must be somewhere else.
Let's go check out the martial arts centre. Well, that's not them. That's not them either.
Rattled by Dave's visit, the runners choose to recuperate instead of doing their task.
We're debating whether to get my toe x-rayed by the vet rather than risk going into a hospital.
Okay, Dave, we've been looking at the map and Pat and Joan have got a problem. They've boxed themselves in and they can't cross squares that they've already used. Now, there's only one road out of there that they can use, and that's the A635. They've got to be going along it at some point.
Now, because Pat and Joan have come round in a big circle, there's only one road out of the Manchester area. This one behind me.
But Pat and Joan defy expectations, staying within the same tight circle and doing their task in Haydock.
This is Albie Bimson, fully qualified.
Yeah, well,
kickboxing.
More than fully qualified.
Yes!
Meanwhile, Dave's still convinced that they'll be coming his way.
Gonna get them today. Hope.
But he doesn't, and has to wait until next morning for another bite of the cherry.
Hi, Dave, it's Matt. I've just had a really obvious red herring phone call from Cheshire Martial Arts School who say that Pat and Joan are never going to turn up there. Now, where they got their names from, I don't know, but I suggest you get down there and check it out. It's too suspicious for words.
Dave heads over to the centre in Warrington and hits pay dirt.
They're here. They're inside. They just went through there. Very annoying. A bit of a small gap.
It's going to be a bit tense, this lesson. Because he's outside the door. Pat is getting kitted up in her gloves now, ready to hit Dave McBride. Tie your kangaroo down, mate, to this.
Dave scours the building, desperate to find a way into the martial arts centre.
He's not giving up today. He's like a dog with a bone. I think we've upset him.
Come on, girls. Come out to play.
We're going to break out of here and lose him. Yes. And he's not going to get us on film. No chance. No chance. No.
They book a cab and slip out the back, managing to catch Dave on camera into the bargain.
Aren't we clever girls? Are you proud of us? Mission impossible.
We escaped and he is absolutely stamping, raving mad.
Dave's so mad he unwisely steps into the ring to work out his frustration. Bad move, Dave. Pick on someone your own age. Pat and Joan went on to play judo in Eccles on Saturday and Shogun karate in Manchester today. They haven't been filmed at all, but chose not to do their task on Wednesday, which means that tonight they're playing for £6,000.
Yes, indeed, we're They're coming to you, Pat and Joan. So you're playing for £6,000, you two. £6,000.
Brilliant!
And you got £3,000 last week, so you could be 9 grand richer.
Brilliant.
How's your toe, by the way, Joan?
Sore.
I bet. Well, don't worry.
Swollen.
Don't worry too much.
Yellow today.
Yes, all right. Yes, stop talking, you two. Tracking them here in the studio is the one and only Matthew Randall. Now, Matthew, one of them's got an injured toe. Even you could catch up with them now, can you?
Well, I hope so.
I hope so. What can you tell about? What can you tell us about the area they're playing in, Northwest Manchester?
Yeah, Northwest Manchester includes their hometown of Swinton, which is obviously going to be full of friends hiding them out, but it does include the southeast corner of Bolton as well. But there are all these other little satellite towns around the place as well.
OK, now you can see the phone box. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's kind of curious. That 5-bar wooden gate in the back there looks as though it's the end of a street leading on towards a slightly more industrial area. It'd be kind of interesting to ask them if they can smell anything.
Well, I'm not going to ask them that.
Well, I reckon there's a couple of large sewage works around there, and it looks like one of those roads that leads into that.
OK, well, Dave McBride's out there in the field helping you track them down. What do you want to say to him?
Dave, have a quick look at the sewage works in Swinton Park, if you can.
OK, Matt, that sounds good to me.
Yes? So we want to see if you can
smell. We're not very far from there, about 10 minutes from there.
OK, all right, Matthew, come back to you later.
Right, cheers.
In the meantime, let's go and have a quick hello to Victoria and Charlotte, because we won't be seeing them for some time. Hello, girls.
Hi.
There's something I want to ask you that I've read in the research. Victoria, is it true that you have a different sort of way of cooking boiled eggs?
No, you don't believe that.
Can you tell me how you cook boiled eggs, Victoria?
She does it while she's making a cup of tea.
She puts the egg in the kettle and makes it at the same time as a cup of tea.
She thinks it's a good idea.
Oh dear, you girls need help. But Victoria Fay is tracking them down. Hi, Victoria.
How are you?
So where are they playing?
They're playing in Blackpool. John and I are going to concentrate on the west side of the square because it's the most built up.
Yep.
Now, if I can talk to John...
Well, what can you tell from the phone box?
Well, it's obviously... John?
Yes, Victoria.
Listen, it's a red phone box. It's not on a road. I think it might be on the seafront on one of those promenades.
Right, what about at the back of the pleasure beach, Victoria? There's some area around there. There's some old phone boxes there. I saw them earlier. Shall I go in that way?
Yeah, can you, John? That's
all right,
great.
I'll get on there.
OK.
OK. Look at the size of his muscles, Victoria. Oh. Now, meanwhile, out somewhere in Medway Towns is Angus and John, and we can join them as yes, John has just arrived. Angus, John has arrived.
Hello, yes, he's just arrived this minute, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you.
Hello, John. Can you tell us why you were late?
Yeah, because I wasn't told that our first choice telephone box was out of action, so no one told me, so I went to the wrong phone box.
OK, right, OK. We don't believe you at all. Terrible excuse. Andy Stewart is looking for those two likely lads out in Medway Towns. Now, where is Medway Towns, Andy?
Medway Towns, 50 miles southeast of London. If you just have a quick look at this, I'll show you. Yeah, it's got Rochester, that area, Chatham, Gillingham,
OK.
M2.
Now, what can you tell about the phone box? You had a long look at that while John was on his own for a while.
Yeah, it's a modern phone box. It's got a grass verge next to it. It's also, I think, got a post box next to it, because I've seen someone pull up in the car and leap out as if they were going to post a letter.
Did you?
Yeah.
OK, well, meanwhile, Paul Denchville's out there in the field hunting them down. What do you want to say to him?
Paul?
Yeah, Andy?
Hiya, mate. Did you hear that? There's a phone box near this... the phone box there, there's got a post box next to it. I've seen someone get out and post a letter. It looks like an access road. It's not a main road, mate, but there is cars going down it.
Right, I think I saw one actually towards Borstal or something. At the moment, I'm heading towards the centre because that's the last place I saw John and Angus.
OK, mate, we'll check that one out.
Last week we didn't catch anyone. So far this week we haven't caught anyone either. Well, not me. I've got nothing to do with it. I just bring you the programme at home. People are looking for Pat and Joan. There's Dave McBride out in Northwest Manchester. Angus and John in Medway Towns. Paul Denchville's hunting them down. Victoria and Charlotte are still safe in Blackpool, and they are hunted down by big bad John McMahon. And remember, if your information leads to a capture of any of our teams tonight, you could win yourself £1,000. Call us now on 0990 200 600. Or, of course, check out our website at www.channel4.com, where you can also see live pictures from all of the phone boxes. Now, of course, if any of our teams are caught tonight, we'll need replacements. And last week, you voted for these guys, didn't you? OK? But no one got caught. So they're back here tonight, desperate to get out there. And the first to go, if a team is needed, will be Darren and Adrian. Over there. You remember them. But whether they run or not is in the future. So let's get back to the present and concentrate on the past. Angus and John are on their 3rd gruelling week on the run, and their task this week was to be bellboys at a luxury hotel for each day. And for each day they achieved this and weren't filmed, we added £1,000 to the amount they're playing for tonight. How would these lads survive working in establishments with stars when they're more used to sleeping under them?
We look like we've been dragged to the back of a hedge. We're not presentable in good society. What we don't have is black socks, black shoes, white shirts, all the things you need to work in a hotel and be acceptable. We've got to get hold of those things fast and re-equip our whole look and strategy.
I'm going to hate this week.
But I might love it. I might do really well. We might just turn this over to our advantage, so watch this space.
Trouble is, all these brown stains have come off all over my shirt and there's black stains coming off at the yard. We're trying to get smartened up. We're in a hurry.
All dressed up, but have they anywhere to go?
We've been trying to get into this place, but they still can't make up their minds whether they're going to let us film or not. And the grand down the road is £2 for us, so we don't get a grand.
Well, that's Monday's £1,000 down the drain. Meanwhile, 30 miles away.
Well, it's the beginning of week 3 and my body feels like it's breaking down, and John and Angus are on the run again. I'm here in Brighton and I just need to get them.
On Tuesday, they bolt to Hythe, but still can't complete their task. Instead, they turn their attention to planning for Wednesday.
John's just had a result.
I just got in touch with the manager of a hotel in Hythe, and she seems sort of keen and willing. But I've got a nasty feeling we're walking straight into the lion's mouth, straight into the teeth of Mr. Denchfield.
Spot on. Paul's already there and getting suspicious.
Basically, overheard some people talking about that they had a phone call from John and Angus.
I understand that you've been contacted.
No. No, we haven't. Do you trust this man? Look at his eyes. Trust me. It's true. It's true. What do I do?
Don't trust him. Just go somewhere really comfortable and stake out the hotel.
I'm up a tree and overlooking the Hythe Imperial Hotel. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is it's actually quite a long way down.
Right place, wrong day. While you're up one tree, they're miles away camping under another.
I think we're going to get a good night's kip in here. Oh, gosh.
And the following morning, the boys have a nice lie-in till
5:10.
And good morning, Paul.
Buongiorno. 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, 2 minutes past 6. I'm back up my tree.
Could this be Paul's lucky day? 3 hours later, the boys are in the hotel and actually doing their task for the first time this week.
Look at him. Does he look nauseating? What a little pillock. I bet he was a prefect at school as well.
Were they? Why don't they just come out?
All good things come to those who wait. Boys, Paul's behind you in that tree. Nil point.
It's 11:45, nearly 6 hours up the tree.
Thursday morning, and they've given Paul the slip.
We set off from the Imperial in Hythe, and we're going just a short trip up the road, just to try and shake off Paul in case he's hot on our tail. But I think things are cool.
Which they are, and the coast is clear.
Right, we're at the Eastwell Manor, and now it's my day to be togged up like something out of I don't know what.
Hold on, who's this new boy? This is the John we used to know. And this is the updated model. Doesn't he scrub up nice? What a lovely young man. And here he is earning their first £1,000 this week. The following morning, Paul thinks he's in hot pursuit, but is shattered by one call.
And when did they do their task?
They did their task yesterday in the Eastwell Manor Hotel.
Wait, Eastwell?
Yeah, 3 o'clock they did their task.
No way! Man, I was there at 2:30 yesterday, and she was so on side.
She wasn't that much on side, mate.
Nope, she wasn't. With Paul miles away, they were able to carry on successfully for the rest of the week and started enjoying it so much they're almost thinking of turning pro. They completed their task on 3 days but failed on the first 3, so as of this morning, they're playing for £3,000.